What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 45 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Belegar Ironhammer campaign. So as we saw last time, another legendary lord has joined us. Ungrim Iron Fist, the Slayer King, has bent the knee and has brought plenty of Slayers in tow with him. This also puts us in a fairly good position as his army was actually not dead and in a very close proximity to the remnants of the Bone Rattlers faction, who are looking to be pretty badly beat up very shortly. So we're going to have to do a little bit of admin, though I did take care of a little bit of it between the episodes, just deleting some items or off of units and heroes and stuff like that, but we will still have to do a little bit of dealing with the skill points that Ungrim has been very unfortunately provided by the AI. Before we get started on the episode though, and we will be starting with Fimber attacking Moga here now that he has a better army, I do want to once again mention that this is the 45th episode and a 5th episode in the series, and that's where I like to remind you guys not to forget to drop those likes and comments if you've been enjoying this Let's Play and want to see it updated rather, on the regular, as obviously that is determined by engagement. 'Tis YouTube after all. Anyway, that's about it. We're going to get into a battle pretty much immediately, I think. Let us merge these miners, I think, together as well. And then what we'll do is we will transfer one of the miners, the hurt miner here. And I know that it's going to be costly, but it's time the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers make their debut. So Fimber, you'll have them leading your miners. They are ludicrously expensive, but considering how cheap the regular miners are rather, I think that it'll work. Alrighty, now you are going to go into regular stance and you're going to hit Moga. Hopefully Moga will not run. Ooh, let's also get you points while we're at it. Axe Lord, well, could still probably make good use of Axe Lord, though at this point isn't nearly as useful. I would like to go towards Forge Fire, though. So maybe we'll get Damping or a Rune of Slowness. Yeah, let's get Damping for now. You know what, let's get Rune of Slowness for now, and then we'll get Forge Fire next, and we'll get Axe Lord afterwards. And you, Thane, have also leveled up to level 10, mind you, and though I guess we're not going to go for Tough as Nails with you. We could get Toughen Up for the extra little bit of physical resistance, or we could just continue making you personally stronger. I would like you to get Indomitable, so let's get Blade Shield. Alrighty, there we go, and you are now ready to go. We could get the extra second army in, but I think the enemy will run if we try, so we're not going to bother. Let's attack, and the enemy will indeed fight. Beautiful, and that's what I like to see. Now, they do have a Raw Clobber and a pile of various types of pump wagons, which are going to be a concern, but I'm hoping that our flyers, our newly added gyrocopters, and our troll hammers can take care of all that. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Excited about this one, though it will be dangerous, regardless of what the auto-resolve was saying. I forgot what it was said already. Was it close victory or Pyrrhic victory or something along those lines? Either way, there's a bunch of dangerous units here, namely the trolls and all these piles upon piles of cavalry. And the issue is the fact that we have a very limited melee line, even with the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers, made up of all of these miners with blasting charges and their very low stats and pretty low HP as well. Damn, look at the HP comparison. That's pretty crazy. And the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers have more than twice the HP and a lot better stats as well. But anyway, this is also going to be a debut battle for our gyrocopters. Oh, they look fantastic in the Clan Angrund color scheme. Very nice. I really like that. Alrighty, and we have both the brimstone guns and the regular varieties, though I actually can't tell them apart. I guess it's just the weaponry that they have, because this should be a brimstone gun and this is a regular. No, these are both brimstone guns. You're not a brimstone gun. You're a regular one. Oh yeah, they do look different. Okay. So yeah, you can pick the brimstone guns apart, and these guys have the explosive damage, whereas these guys have that single target type. There we go, smacking into those trolls and into those units of Snotling Pump Wagons. In fact, that first volley did very respectable damage to that troll unit. Gotta appreciate that, so let's hope that our brimstone guns do clean house. Also moving in with our grenades, but our gyrocopters also have bombs that they can drop as they move overhead, and are going to try to go for the enemy artillery pieces, as well as the enemy piles of goblin archers here, just to see them off. And the gyrocopters are pretty good at dealing with gobos, especially as they are explosive damage AoE that is good at clearing chaff infantry like this. Get a few nice shots in there if you can. There we go. From those steam blasts, it looks pretty effective to me. Very nice. Every shot seems to explode a pretty big pile of enemy units. Very nice AoE there. Anyway, the rest of the enemy army is moving closer and closer, and this is also going to be time for our Iron Drakes with Trollhammer torpedoes to do some work, as this is their first fight as well. Let's see if we can get a few shots of them firing here. Alright, come on, there's enemies right there. Fire on them. There we go. Man, those Trollhammer torpedoes fly real fast, don't they? Next time they fire, I want to slow it down just to watch them in action a little bit. Get another volley in them as they run. No dice so well. Turn towards the trolls then. These are Trollhammer torpedoes, and thus you should be hammering away at them. There they go. Smashy, smashy, and looks like they're doing fairly well at firing over the heads of those miners. Oh, it's like quite a nice shot. That doesn't look like a fun place for the trolls to be, and I like the impacts of the Trollhammer torpedoes as well. We've also brought our gyrocopters back into the fray here from annoying the enemies, mostly because, well, these were the brimstone guns, and they're supposed to go after the pump wagons and the trolls. Unfortunately, though, the enemy are now arriving into melee, and miners are not going to be able to hold either trolls or pump wagons, or at the very least, and not for long, so we need to do the best that we can, as fast as we can. Alrighty, keep holding off those trolls. At the very least, though, the trolls do have very low leadership. Unfortunately, on the flanks here, one of our units of Outriders with grenade launchers did get itself caught. How? I'm not entirely sure. Oh. Actually, the poison... No, wait, the poison would have been applied only after these guys came in contact. Yeah, so this is just the skirmish mode being garbage. They really shouldn't have gotten caught, because their regular speed at 85 should have allowed them to maintain permanent distance against the Night Goblin Squid Coppers, but oh well. And just the nature of playing the game. It's part of the experience at this point. And oh wow, the Norgrimling's Iron Breakers. Look at these guys, don't they look fantastic? Yeah, I don't think they care about you, Orc Biggins. You ain't penetrating that armor. It looks like they just stand there. They don't even care about the orcs hitting them. They're just like, I don't know, just like rain pattering off their armor. Yeah, alright, well, as we know, they're not breaking through those, and we're gonna help them out a little bit by getting some of those blasting charges in there, and maybe a few more shots from our Trollhammer torpedoes if we can. And there we go, you're firing away at those Snotling pump wagons, mostly so that they don't come back. In the meantime, or this entire time, I should say, our gyrocopters have been working on the enemy blobs of infantry and such. As we can see, this one's got 220 kills and 16k damage under its belt once again. They're pretty darn effective at killing blobs, though unfortunately extremely ineffective at killing units like these Spider Riders. I did try to do this with one gyrocopter just to test out its effectiveness. So I guess this unit is in such a loose formation, and despite the reasonably high model count, that it's useless using these guys against it. As, that one didn't even look like it hit anything. Oh, the second shot did hit one of the Spider Riders, but yeah, not enough splash damage, and it looks like the brimstone guns are better used on those. Well, anyway, it looks like we managed to see off most of the enemy trolls and pump wagons, though it looks like a few are rallying. And they're going to have a difficult time of it now. And between our Trollhammer torpedoes and our brimstone guns firing away at the trolls, we should be able to clear the front lines out fairly quickly as well. Alrighty, really liking the the brimstone guns are pretty enjoyable. Though it is a little bit difficult to get the gyrocopters properly oriented. They kind of don't like facing the proper direction, even when you directly tell them to attack something. It is a little bit off, but oh well. Oh, and it looks like these trolls did finally manage to actually break through our line of miners here and immediately charge the Iron Drakes with Trollhammer torpedoes, probably upset that they exist, which makes sense to me. It does mean that our Iron Drakes are going to take a little bit of damage, but with our brimstone guns hovering overhead, they should be able to bring down the rest of those trolls and or pump wagons. And I hear the horns, and I do believe those are the horns of defeat or retreat, as most of the enemy army does seem to be backing off. I see several units shattering at the very least, and I imagine the rest of them will follow suit shortly. Alright, those blasting charges were a little bit ill-advised, but the Trollhammer torpedoes are right on target, though granted, the blasting charges probably no threat to Norgrimling's Ironbreakers. I love all the explosive abilities in this particular army. It's so fun, even if it ain't particularly effective against the trolls. I'm almost a little bit tempted to get more brimstone guns here, but honestly, I feel like once we replace the miners with more Ironbreakers, we'll be just fine. Really, the only issue is that our Ironbreakers, or our Iron Drakes rather, are threatened by the fact that the enemy is fairly likely to break through our battle lines while it's made up of miners. Alrighty, well, that's about it. The enemy is going to run away, and we're going to give chase as best we can with our gyrocopters. Still got to think about putting at least one gyro bomber in this army as well. The monstrous impact of those things does... Ooh, nice shots from those brimstone guns. The monstrous impacts from the gyro bombers are pretty big explosions, and I'm sure Fimber would enjoy them. Alright, one more blast from the brimstone guns. I'm just enjoying this too much. Alright, there we go. Brought down one more troll, and that's about it. So I'm going to speed up the rest of this as we chase the enemy down, or as we cover overhead and annoy the rest of the enemy trolls as they try to make it off the map. Beautiful. Alright, he certainly took a little bit of damage, but as we can see, most of it is isolated primarily to the miners, which is, well, exactly what we expected. Plus, that one charge into one of our units of Iron Drakes, but I don't believe they lost too many models and should heal up fairly nicely. Anyway, close victory, and a few units did escape, so we'll have to chase them down, but just fine, as we did not lose any units. Alright, there we go. Skirmish mode remains absolutely broken, so one of our Outrider units did get pretty badly beat up, and certainly another argument for getting rocket batteries instead of 2 of them and then keeping 2. I'll certainly think about it. The other issue with this army, obviously, is the fact that they're miners. They break so quickly, and blasting charges or not, against certain types of units like trolls and stuff, they're just not going to hold. Obviously, this entire problem will be completely solved once they are replaced by Ironbreakers, but we do need to actually level up to get to that point, so it'll be a little bit. Nonetheless, it's a win, and even if we have to work for every win with this army, we'll still... well, wins are wins. Another student available for us, lovely. Another powder maker, not that we care so much about that. You, I assume, already have a student, but I do believe somebody here did not. You have a student. You, well, actually, it doesn't matter whether you do or you don't, because we're going to delete you shortly. Do you have a student? You do not. Alright. And we'll obviously have to give him a bunch of other things, but for now... Oh, right, damn it. Doesn't go on Lords, it goes on Heroes. Oh, every time. Did I give both students and archivists to you two? You have a student, but no archivist. You have no student. Ah, yes, perfect. Alrighty, now you two. Speaking of, you're supposed to join Thorek, so to Thorek ye shall go via the sea. And let's wait until this guy moves and we'll move the other guy in as well. Lovely.
Nothing to do here. Let's go.
And then they should be able to reach him within 3 or 4 turns. Granted, they will have to catch up to him, but hey.
The runes are ready.
There you go. Both via the sea. Perfect. And now, and there are several other things that we need to do. First of all, do we have any capacities? Well, we do have a runesmith capacity, and I do think that we want to get the... and we want to get the Slayer army a couple runesmiths. 1, because they can give them armor, and 2, because they can give them even more armor. And that's about it. And, well, I guess the spell work is nice as well, but yeah. Armor via the Rune of Oath and Steel, and then armor via the bonuses that they grant. We also could use another Master Engineer and a Thane.
Summon me if you dare.
Alright, so this is what we're going to do. You, Ungrim, we're going to reset your skills. Like so. Yes. Obviously. Then, we are obviously going to get Venerate Grimnir for the Slayer reduction, and it will increase our Thane capacity. Next up, we will, I guess, get your Root Marcher. Is there anything crazy good here? Well, we do want you to get Rune of Grimnir, but not at the cost of Grimnir's heirs, which will buff all Slayers. Like so. Then, we have Determined Deathblow versus Extremely Daring Deathblow. So Determined Deathblow activates at hit points less than 50% and gives a 10 melee attack buff as well as 25% base and armor-piercing weapon damage, whereas Extremely Daring increases the damage as well, but also applies a physical resistance plus 25%, which is quite nice. And this is actually only activated at hit points less than 25% HP. As opposed to 50% here. Nonetheless, I think Extremely Daring Deathblow is the way to go. Why? Because we're going to be concerned with the Slayers actually surviving, and Extremely Daring Deathblow will keep them alive just that little extra bit longer. Now, in terms of what we have here, we do want to get Doomseekers, and we're currently fighting the Orcs, so we'll get Great Green... Oh, wait a second. This actually locks the others. Oh, I didn't realize that. Reset skill points. 1 second here. Well, hey, Ruinous rival. That's my favorite kind of rival. So Unliving Antagonist is pretty useless. Great Green Nemesis will probably last us a while. We do still have to fight Grimgor, as well as all the Orcs. Yeah, you know what? Great Green Nemesis is probably the way to go. Yes, Ruinous Rival is great, but this makes more sense, especially considering our endgame scenario. Yeah, alrighty, let's redo that. Extremely Daring Deathblow, Venerate Grimnir, Root Marcher. Yes, I did that correctly, right? Yes. Then we will go Great Green Nemesis, 3 points for you, and then we'll get Doomseeker. Slayer also gives us a bunch of buffs, so Slayer, Slayer King, Dragon Slayer, and I guess Demon Slayer as well. Slayer of everything, Everything Slayer. There should be an Everything Slayer final point there. And that's it for the points that are super important. Wait, no, I'm lying. Inspiring Presence, and then we gotta get Grimnir's heirs back up and running. So we'll have to get 1 more point, but otherwise, looking pretty good. Ungrim is also an extremely strong lord, so we don't really need his fighty line yet, but obviously we will be getting him maxed out as well. Alrighty. And that's nice. Then we have Garagrim Iron Fist, who has... Wow AI, wow. Look at the... Why are you wasting your lords like this, or your heroes? You're also gonna get reset, my friend. And you are going to get various things as well. Wait, what? Oh. Huh, are these free? Wait. These don't get reset. That's interesting. Maybe... Huh. So he... None of them got reset. Well, that's really disappointing. Wait, we got some points back, but not all of them. Man, and this guy has a limited amount of skill points to assign. I really don't like that. And he has a bunch of really good things as well. Okay, well, we'll have to be very careful with his points. Let's get him Doomseeker. just so we can start moving through this towards a worthy challenge. And then let's get Foe Seeker. Against the odds versus a worthy challenge, I guess we probably want both of them. We already have Dragon Slayer. Survivalist we can have later. Scarred but not dead gives you additional physical. You know what? 1 point for 10% physical resistance is pretty good. But for now, we gotta go join my legend because it buffs the entire army. And then we got 1 point remaining. Can't believe all these points are wasted here. Ugh, disgusting. Okay, well, whatever. Oh, we can't access this until level 20 anyway. So that's making the choice easier. But I think we're going to go for replenished troops first. I mean, the Slayers will be taking damage. On the other hand, wait a second. I forget. What do you guys do? You go scouting, okay. You don't replenish troops. And then we don't have replenished troops from engineers because they increase movement. The last units are Thanes, and I'm trying to find a Thane right now. Thorgrim, you guys do training. Okay, so we have no other access to replenish troops, which means we absolutely do need to get it from you. Alright, well, it is what it is. We'll still get a worthy challenge and try to make this guy a ludicrous fighter as well. Alright, lovely. You cannot move this turn. Ooh, you don't have your quest yet. 2 more levels, amazing. Oh, that's going to be useful. This is going to fix our public order situation once again. Though our public order isn't horrible, there's certainly a few territories that have dropped, and we would like them to get near 100 again because it reduces the construction everywhere. Alrighty, well, Belegar, now let's move you out as well, my friend. Well, not to Darkhold as much as we might like. Black Fortress belongs to who? Eyebiter, okay, yeah. So I guess Belegar, you're going down this way to Ashridge Mountains. Huh. You know what? Go right here to the edge of the territory. Stay in our territory, and then hopefully we can jump over afterwards. Fortress of Vorag. Oh wow, you have some nice defenses, but I'm sure that we can take care of them with Belegar. Thorax still needs his other stuff, so we'll send him to the Bone Gulch instead. And Retinue, can you? Nah, you can't reach us in time. Just go up here instead.
Yes, let's move.
And in the circle.
For the ancestors. Khazukan.
And I originally got Retinue because it increases item drop chance via Ancestral Blood Thugny, but the thing is, this actually doesn't work. Which means, yeah, see, scouting, plus 10%. This should be increasing its own characters in region by 25%, so it does nothing. So we could delete Retinue, though he is currently essentially our only assassin hero, so maybe we keep him around just for that particular purpose. You can jump in as well, Recruiter Logazor, and you're gonna go out and start recruiting stuff. Also, we could build some stuff here. Dwarf Keep is quite cheap at 1,000 gold. The other stuff I think we can wait for until our Engineer Corps arrives. Bone Gulch, close victory, really. I don't know how much damage we'd take if we did this. I think perhaps just in case we'll want to not auto-resolve it, because, well, who knows if we'll get attacked here. Imric will probably revive at Ruin's End, incidentally, so we will probably have to try to go after him there as well. Also, Fimber. Now let's have you explode Mr. Moga here, who should be dead for good. Really? Really? I'm kind of disinclined to lose the rest of this garrison. You know what, let's just manually fight this real quick. I know it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. The game is being like this on top of the fact that the dwarves have absolutely terrible recruitment regeneration or troop regeneration capabilities, so while we're in an area where it's very likely that we get attacked, let's not chance anything. Alrighty, and we're just gonna set this up super quick like so. Gyrocopters, you're gonna go forward, group, let's say 1, you're gonna be group, except you, you're gonna be group 2. gonna be out here. You can hide so that you don't get damaged. You two are a little bit hurt, but not so hurt that you care. You guys are gonna be like so. You two are gonna be like so. Not even gonna bother grouping anybody else up. And who do we still have? Oh. Then I moved you two. Hey, what the heck? What is going on? There we go. It was so difficult to move for some reason. Alright, you guys, away you go. And gyrocopters, you're gonna do work here, so let's hope that you do it well. And we got spells coming in. Looks like at least one of them hit the ground, but that's only the one. And let's see. Brimstone guns, you guys go here. And then non-brimstone guns, you guys kill the rest of the stuff. So you go after goblin archers, you go after the other goblin archers. Artillery pieces can't reach the enemy, but that's fine. You guys go after this, you after this, and speed it up. Alright, there we go, and you guys better actually be able to run away from the stuff that's attacking you. Yeah, okay, you're good. Brimstone guns kill the stone trolls next. You're pretty good at that. Looks like the enemy archers are out of the way, which means you can now switch to the artillery, and then you can switch to these gobos that are running away. Okay, hopefully these guys don't get stuck. It's a distinct possibility. Alright, and how are we doing? That looks okay. Brimstone guns, move forward and keep going after those trolls. In fact, you can go after the pump wagons, you can go after the trolls, you guys go after the Durkit squigs, and looks good to me. You guys have seen off the enemy artillery piece, which means we can switch you to non-brimstone gun units, off to killing these goblin spider riders. You guys can kill them off, and what's going on over here? Oh, these guys actually managed to get a charge. Cute. You, artillery target. And I guess you can pop the rune of, let's say, Oath of Steel here. Oh yeah, there we go. And are we ready to end the battle? Speed it back up. All the way to max. Gyrocopters, hey, we got reinforcements coming in. Not that we need them, mind you. Gyrocopters, all of you attack that unit of trolls, who somehow magically managed to catch that unit of outriders. Oh, I despise skirmish mode. Why can't it work end turn? Or end battle, whatever. Really always gotta make things difficult. I feel like if skirmish mode was adjusted to have units run maybe just a little bit earlier, like, I don't know, increase their running away border by like, I don't know, 10 to 15%, maybe 20%, I don't know, depends. It just feels like half the time they wait too long and then they suddenly get caught, or they don't bother running. Which is kind of bizarre. Of course there are other... Ooh, a Helm of Discord, very nice. Of course there are other issues where they don't run away because of the... because pathing screws them up, but, you know, you'd have to redo a lot of pathing in order to unscrew that situation. Hey, perfect vigor and seasoned campaigner. Very nice pickups from this. Well done, Fimber. Out of curiosity... Do you heal more outside the settlement or inside the settlement? Should be inside the settlement, right? Yeah. And then we'll encamp afterwards. I feel like this may be one of those situations where we will actually heal more if we encamp. We can also build the watch room here. I was originally thinking we ignore it because the Gates of Zar would fall, but it looks like it is not falling at the current time. Now, you, Kazran. I was originally going to send you up here, but now I'm thinking perhaps we actually need to use you to hold off some dead. Granted, this is just the remnants of that army, but we can still make use of it for now, rather than deleting it. And we do have decent amounts of cash. Anyway, I think with that, I'm going to call the episode here. We do have some more battles on the way, and definitely some buildings to build. We also have to deal with the Exiles of Khorne shortly and attack Morgheim, or perhaps back off now that these units are here, and just to get all of the units in one army, which would allow recruiter Grimtideson to go back and continue recruiting lots of Longbeards and other things for Grimly over here, so that he can join the war against Skarbrand, which I really do like the idea of. I want to see if he can take 4 bolt throwers to the face and still survive, especially powered up here, as they are, though not to the same degree as Thorek, who we are still working on as well. Anyway, as I said, calling it here, lots more battles to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. Gonna build 2 more of these, and thanks for watching.